Michael Brown is a research analyst for LendEDU. His first visit here on KEEL. Hey, Mr. Mike, how are you this morning?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
You know, you guys at LendEDU, and specifically you, probably the greatest research analyst they have, you did a bunch of research, ran some numbers, a bunch of metrics pertaining to Super Bowl and sports betting. Now, let's start with this. Are the numbers that you did, the research you guys did, is it based on legal sports betting only or on both sides of that coin?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for your positive feedback. And, yeah, so we only did survey respondents from states in which sports betting is legal in some way or another. So those states right now, obviously Nevada, New Jersey, which is where I'm from, and then we have Delaware, West Virginia, Mississippi, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, and New Mexico. So in all those states, you can either go into a brick-and-mortar store or a casino and place a wager, or some of them, they have like online sports books set up. And only people from those states.
It is a trend. It is a habit that, well, you tell me, has the legalization, in your mind, from you looking at the numbers, has the legalization of sports betting, has it caused the amount of sports betting to increase? Is that something that you can discern?
I can tell you that more people are betting since it's become legal. So we found, and I thought this was the most intriguing stat from the entire survey, we found that 60% of respondents now that are legally sports betting had never previously wagered on sports pre-legalization. So, and only 30% were. So that's huge for the sports betting companies like your DraftKings or your FanDuels or the casinos out in Las Vegas, is that they're drawing in these new customers that had previously never bet, and they were turned off from betting for whatever reason. We found the most common reasons why they were turned off were that they didn't want to break the law, they didn't trust the system before it was made legal, and it just did not feel right.
Michael, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, now that it's legal, more people are open to doing it and entertaining the faults.
Mike, I'm a little worried about some of your respondents. I'll tell you why. 65% said they supported sports betting becoming legal because, and I'm quoting now, it will help our economy by providing more jobs and generating more tax revenue. We don't believe that down in Louisiana. I hope you know that.
You don't believe that will create some more tax revenue or jobs or anything?
We're worried about that in Louisiana.
We are a gaming town, and there were
promises made that the gaming revenues would go to teachers and they would be the best pay, and it hasn't happened. So when we see answers like that, we're like, yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, I mean, that could just be, what it sounds like is it's just like a selling point for lawmakers to make to the public. It's like, yeah, we'll provide more jobs and more tax revenue. And I think when, you know, our respondents, they had limited answer options, and they see that one, and they're like, yeah, sure, that sounds good to me. So I think it's an easy thing for people to get on board with, but whether or not it actually comes to fruition is a different story.
One of the other numbers, this is awesome. One of the numbers in your survey, in your metrics that I found the most interesting was, it was like 60% of people, almost 6 out of 10 people said, yeah, I won. Do you think they were lying to you?
Of course they are.
Yeah. All right, well, first of all, we have the people that are saying I'd rather not stay, so we can go ahead and chalk those people up as losers. they just don't want to say it, I don't think. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of embellishing going on there. And then even the people, there's 20% of people that said they broke even. Yeah, I tend to believe you probably lost some money.
How quickly do you expect sports betting to spread nationwide to places like our state here in Louisiana, maybe Texas, etc.?
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before it's a nationwide thing. I think, you know, once the Supreme Court decided that states have the right to decide if it's legal or not, I think that kind of just opened up the floodgates, and we're going to see a little bit of a snowball effect with other states. I know that, I know New York is soon to legalize it. I think California is right behind them. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next, 10 years it's pretty much legal in every state.
But what happens to friends of mine like Vito? I've heard about him.
That's such
what happens to him? Does he need to go get a license? Is it going to be done just through the casinos only?
What's likely stereotype?
What's likely to happen with the Vitos of the world?
especially me coming from New Jersey. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Vito can go get a job at one of the casinos or something. But apparently, that's not going to happen. So we'll see. But I think those type of people will probably get squeezed out a bit, just because it's so accessible to do it, especially online legally. It's so accessible and so easy. And what we're seeing now,
not to interrupt as I interrupt, the big difference between Erin's friend Vito and legalized sports gambling.
No, he's my friend's friend.
Your friend's friend Vito.
Yeah.
And the casino is, you know what Vito gives you that the casino doesn't?
What?
Credit.
Oh, yeah, you got a
There
point.
is that. Mike, how's about Super Bowl numbers? Do you have anything? I know that's not on the survey that's sitting in front of me, but how much money off the top of your head, do you know how much money is being bet on the Super Bowl alone? It's got to be into the billions, right?
Yeah, I was talking to someone yesterday, and they had said that it's somewhere close to in the billions. We don't actually have any numbers on it specifically. But yeah, I could imagine that it's very, very high up there. I mean, you see all the ridiculous bets you can make. You can put a bet on, what song Maroon 5 is going to sing first, or how the over/under on the national anthem, or the coin toss. Or
Are the balls inflated properly?
No.
Yeah.
I saw there is.
I don't know with Brady, we don't know if they will.
There is, and Michael, back me up on this. There is a bet you can bet online. It's the over and under on the time it takes Gladys Knight to sing the national anthem is one of the bets. Mike, in New Jersey,
definitely it.
In New Jersey, are people generally? Does it seem like a good idea? New Jersey being basically the first to legalize sports gaming. Is it? I'm thinking back to Atlantic City now, not to get way off track, where people were like, yeah, this is a great idea, but did it turn out so well? Is the consensus is that this was a good move?
I think people are generally supportive of it. I think something like that, you won't be able to tell the full ramifications at least a year or 2 years after the fact. I mean, it was only legalized in June, but I mean, I think it has had a positive effect. I know one of the sportsbooks they opened up was at the horse racing track in Monmouth Park, and they already saw increased revenues from the summer, and a lot of people are saying it's going to save that horse track. So I think, there is some positives that come out of it. But, I don't think we'll be able to fully tell until a few years down the road. And it's a little bit different than Atlantic City because, Atlantic City, you have all the real estate and the properties and so much upkeep, whereas with these online sports books, it's really just, an app on your phone and some guys keeping up the app.
Mike Brown, thank you so much for your time.